Hey everyone, Steven here with the Trading Channel, and I hope you're doing well. Today's content is going to be a little bit different than my normal content. Instead of showing you a review video of the strategies that I use or a tutorial on a strategy, what I decided to do today was wake up and record my morning analysis and talk through it to give you a better understanding of what I'm looking for in the mornings to help me determine how I'll trade throughout the day. And when I did this earlier this morning, it was a bit early and I was probably a little bit monotone. So if you're tired, I wouldn't suggest watching this. It may put you to sleep. But other than that, I think it's filled with some pretty good educational content. And if it ends up being something you enjoy, then make sure you leave me a comment at the end of the video and let me know that you liked it, because if I get enough comments like that, then I may do a video like this once a week, once every 2 weeks, if enough people liked it. I'm not sure if people are going to like this or dislike it, so make sure you leave me a comment either way. If you thought it was boring, leave me a comment and tell me it's boring. That's fine. I just need to know so that I can decide what kind of content to provide for you guys. So with that said, click that like button for me if you don't mind, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more free educational content about Forex trading. And also go ahead and head over to the channel after watching this video, where I have free tutorials of the strategies that I use and also reviews to show you how those strategies have performed over the past few months. So I'll let the intro and disclaimer roll, and I'll be right back to go through some morning analysis with you. Alright guys, so it's about 8 o'clock here on the East Coast, and I thought today I would take you through my morning analysis with me to show you how I analyze the markets before each day. This morning I'm actually getting a late start. I normally do my analysis at about 5:30 in the morning, but I had some prior obligations earlier today, so due to that I am forced to do my morning analysis a bit later, but that's okay. I'm still confident that I can find some trade possibilities and hopefully capitalize on them to make some money. So we'll start off here on the euro dollar. As you can see on the hourly time frame, we've just put in some new structure highs here, an impulsive move to the upside. So what next? Well, the first thing I want to do is see how much room we have to go up, considering that that's the direction we're going now. So how much room we have is determined by a higher time frame resistance or support area that I think the market could reverse. So what I'll do during my morning analysis, check the hourly chart, see that we've broken structure. Now let's head out to a 4-hour chart. As you can see on a 4-hour chart, we have also broken structure here. I do notice though that right back here, this little level is something we need to stay above by the close of this candle. In the next 52 minutes we need to be above this for me to be interested in a long opportunity on the euro. So as long as we can close above this on the 4-hour chart, then I'm still interested in a long opportunity. Alright, let's take it out to the daily to see where we could actually go if we do close above that high on the 4-hour. Here on the daily chart, we see a couple of small levels of resistance right in here. And this is what I was actually talking about when I said where we could get to, I believe, if we break and close above this previous structure level here on that 4-hour candle, that it's quite possible for us to make it all the way up to this zone. This is just where I think the market has a possibility to reverse. So we'll head back down to the hourly chart, and what we're going to do is wait for the close of that 4-hour candle in the next 52 minutes and then check back in the market, see if it closed above. If it did, we'll start looking for trading opportunities if the market pulls back into this little zone. And I know for a fact that from really here up, I'm not going to be able to get a good enough risk reward to take this trade in the red. So what I'll do is wait for a pullback into the green zone. And also, if we do close above that high on the 4-hour chart, this actually meets all of my rules for the 786 strategy. So what I will be doing, if we do close above that, is just taking a Fibonacci retracement from our previous swing low here up to our swing high, and I will be buying up with limit order the 786 with targets wherever this market ends. We could go a bit higher, so for now we'll say targets here and stops down below our previous swing low. It's going to give me a risk reward setup that looks something like this, and that's something I'm more than happy with, considering that I'm trading with the trend on a deep retracement, and I'm using higher time frame analysis to determine that the market could make it to this zone here. So now we'll continue our morning analysis and go down to the dollar yen. The dollar yen is not presenting us with any trading opportunities this morning, other than maybe a breakout of this small triangle to the downside. I would not be interested in a breakout to the upside on this one because of this impulsive move down. That's a topic for another day and possibly another video. But essentially what I mean by that is this impulsive move here means that we could possibly be heading further down. The market a lot of times moves in these impulsive moves, so we'll get impulsive moves to the down or upside, followed by small periods of consolidation and another impulsive move to the down or upside, depending on the underlying trend. So enough about that. That's what I'm looking at on the dollar yen. Next, we'll look at the pound dollar. We actually have a trade on the pound dollar, and I'll take you through a little bit of the analysis that we did in order to get involved in this trade here. First off, we'll start off on the daily chart. Whoa, that's ugly. Let's zoom out a bit. As you can see on the daily, we have put in a pretty nice, I'll just go ahead and delete that. We've put in a pretty nice pin bar candle here, or shooting star candle. I don't really pay attention to the names. We have a really long wick at the top of this candle though, which I know indicates selling pressure. Not only that, we're also up against this previous structure level here. So when I get a long wick at a previous structure level on a higher time frame, I do begin to look for a potential trading opportunity in my zone here. So taking it down a time frame to the 4-hour, we can see that we are in fact in our zone, and if I bring on an RSI, you'll see that we did go overbought in our zone right here and put in a few long wicks to the top side even on the 4-hour chart, which is also a nice thing to see. So we have the long wicks here, we have the daily time frame confirmation with the pin bar candle, shooting star candle, long wick to the top. We have a potential double top here with RSI divergence. We're overbought here, and if this candle closes in the next 42 minutes and remains under these wicks, then we will have RSI divergence here, looking something like that. And if we go down another time frame, we'll see on the hourly chart that we've already put in a double top, broke the neckline, and pulled back up. And I actually noticed this trading opportunity last night, but I was unable to get involved because my risk reward would not have been good enough. Last night we were down here in this area whenever I looked at this trading opportunity, and if I would have got short here, as you'll notice, my stop would have had to go at the same place and my target would have went in the same place, so I would have got a 0.73 risk to reward, and that's not meeting my rules. So I had to wait for a pullback after the break and close below the neckline of this double top in order to get the risk reward that met my rules. So what we have now looks a little more like this. A stop up here, we have our targets down here, and instead of a 0.73 risk reward, we have a 2.35. And in my rules I only need a 2 to 1. So when I came in this morning and saw that the market had broke below the neckline and came back up, retraced a bit higher here. I just went ahead and sold the market right above the 144 even handle. So that's a little bit about why I'm involved in this pound dollar trade. We'll continue down the chart here on to the dollar Swiss. The dollar Swiss is not presenting any trading opportunities here. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. So the only way I would be interested in trading the dollar Swiss today is if we come back up into this area here, and even a bit higher. I'd be looking at the top of these wicks. So if we come back up into this area, then I may be interested in a shorting opportunity, but other than that, other than a move like this, I'm not interested in anything down here because I see no counter trend trading opportunities. Even if we zoom out to the daily, I don't think there will be any structure down here. No, it's just free falling at this point until we get to this level. So looking for a short opportunity on a pullback up into previous structure support on the dollar Swiss, and that's the only opportunity I'm looking for today on that pair. The Aussie CAD is putting in some of the ugliest consolidation I think I've ever seen. This is completely unstructured, and I do not see a way to tell which direction the market is going, nor do I want to be involved in any kind of trades here unless an advanced pattern sets up, and I do not see any advanced patterns on this chart, so we'll move along. The pound Swiss. On the pound Swiss, I do see a couple of trading opportunities. One that looks like we need to be filled now. Let's check our ratios. I see two advanced patterns here, and I hope you've been able to spot them. If not, I'm going to go ahead and draw them in. 382. Yeah, we actually are going to buy these up. Right here, we're getting a pretty good entry on a cipher pattern. I'll go ahead and draw it in. X to A to B, B to C, and CD completion here. As you can see, we've went well below our cipher pattern entry, but that's okay because we have not broke below X yet. So as long as we have not broke below X, we're still involved in a valid cipher pattern. Alright, so now that we're involved in that, there was another cipher pattern coming down. It was a bearish cipher, but if this candle closes down here, then it will be invalidated. It came in from here, X to A to B, B to C, and CD completion was right up here. But like I said, this candle may have invalidated it. Let me check my 127 here. Yeah, it's already been invalidated by this candle here, so that cipher is no longer a valid potential cipher pattern. And that is our trading opportunity for now. Let's go down, continue our morning analysis to the Euro Pound. The Euro Pound is giving us no real potential trade opportunity. Other than maybe a test of this level if we get a really good entry reason. I would not want to short just because we get up to this level. Let me back a time frame out and see what kind of... Are we going to touch that? Well, we got a pretty good level there, but still, as I said before, the only way I'd be interested in an opportunity there is if I got a really good entry reason. As you can see, we've been putting in higher lows on this 4-hour time frame. So I would expect price to continue higher unless price action gives me a reason to think that it's not going to continue higher, like maybe a double top, and I may even have to see a break at the neckline in order to be interested in a trading opportunity here at this level. But a double top, break at the neckline, anything of that nature to kind of show me that price action wants to reverse in this area would be the only way I'd be interested in a trading opportunity here. Not really a great trading opportunity, but good enough if you have the right entry reason. Next up, Euro Aussie. Let's go back down to the 1 hour chart. And just so you guys know, I always start on the 1 hour chart. I look for trade opportunities here, and then I look to confirm those trading opportunities with higher time frame, going up from 1 hour to 4 hour and eventually the daily charts. Here on the Euro Aussie, I see a couple of advanced patterns, and I'll also go ahead and show you an advanced pattern that we won on this morning. It was a bat pattern. I'll take you down to the 15-minute chart to make it a little bit easier to see. Looking at the 15, see if you can spot the bat pattern on the chart here. Got it yet? It comes in from this point here, X to A to B, B to C, and we had a CD completion right up in here. If I draw on my targets, you will see that we did come down to hit a 382 right here. Let me go ahead and draw on the 886 as well to make sure my D point's in the right spot. A little bit low, so D is up here. Fibs are up here. As you can see, we easily came down to hit targets here for about 40 pips this morning. So that was a pretty good trade earlier today. And if I zoom back out to the hourly chart, you will see a couple of other advanced patterns. Here on the 1 hour, I can see two different advanced patterns setting up, and I will give you a second to see if you can spot them. One is a bat, one is a cipher. The cipher pattern is coming in from this point here, X to A to B, B to C, CD completion, and the bat pattern, X to A to B, B to C, and a CD completion right down here. And this consolidation to the upside means nothing to me when it comes to advanced patterns. I'm not going to cancel this order unless we get within half of the ATR of this pair from the order and then continue up to hit targets, which we may have actually done that already. Let's check. I'll put my fibs on to make sure I'm at the 886. I'm pretty close. And now let's check and see if price action got within half of an ATR. The ATR of this pair at the moment is 32. So let's see if we got within 32 pips of my entry here. Not within 32, excuse me, within 16. Half of the ATR is what I based this on. That's 21. So no, we did not get within 16 pips of my entry, which means this pattern is still valid according to my rules. So I'll leave my bat pattern on until either I get a break above here, above C, or I get within my 16 pips down here somewhere and then go up to hit targets without ever being filled on the pattern. That's how I handle that situation. I've been getting a lot of comments and questions about that, so I thought I'd try to clear that up a little bit in this video. Okay, let's go down to the dollar Canada and see if we have any opportunities here. We are on the 1 hour chart. As you can see, looks like we are currently about to break to the downside here. We have been in a very bearish trend here on the higher time frames for a while now. As you can see, when I zoom out to the 4 hour, nothing but down. We were able to get involved in a trade here at this level, and we exited our trade here. The way we got involved was actually a strategy that I plan to teach in my course on my website that is going to be out soon, so keep an eye out for that. And I may give some hints on the strategy here on my YouTube channel in a later video, but I just wanted to point that trading opportunity out to you guys. And it's an obvious trading opportunity here at this level because of the trend that you can see. Obviously we're making lower highs here, lower highs here, lower high here, lower high here. And what would we expect after all these lower highs and a break and close below a previous structure level would be another lower high, followed by a lower low. So that's all we did, was look for our lower high. We retraced up to our lower high, and then of course proceeded to come down and retest our lows, possibly even break below them, and continue in our downward trend. On the 4-hour chart, you also could have traded this as a 786 strategy. Oh, no, you could not have, actually. A little bit too low. My eyes have fooled me. Alright, so that's all the pairs I'm going to look through today for my morning analysis here. This video is going to be extremely long if I try to go through all 17 pairs that I have on my screen. So, instead of doing that, I will end my morning analysis here, and I may do a more normal video later on today discussing how my week's been so far trading in the markets and the equity curve of the account that I trade for the YouTube channel. Alright guys, so that was my morning analysis, and I do analysis like that every single morning, 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Of course today I did have prior engagements, so I was not able to do my analysis until 8 o'clock, but normally I would try to make sure I'm behind my computer at 5:30 every single morning. I think it's very important to have a rhythm of coming into the market at the same time every day. It will really help with your consistency in trading, and also it's just good to do your analysis at the same time every morning. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it to be educational. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to leave me a comment to let me know whether you thought this video was great, good, bad, or boring, and that way I know whether or not to keep producing content like this for you guys. I'll try to produce another video later on today doing the normal review of my strategy and possibly a strategy tutorial, so keep an eye out for those videos either today or tomorrow. And until then guys, good luck in the markets, and I'll talk to you soon.